Guys, I hate to break it to you, but the most devastating news in gaming history has been revealed. XDefiant servers are closing down in June of 2025.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so maybe I'm being a bit over the top, but I do feel like this news is quite shocking and surprising, but at the very same time, it isn't. I mean, in mid-October, there was a lot of rumours circulating that XDefiant was going to close down after Season 4 had dropped, which led to the executive producer of the game, Mark Rubin, revealing on Twitter that these rumours were false. You then fast forward to 6 weeks later, which leads us to now, and the game is officially closing down in June of next year. And the game did release in May of this year, which means by the time it comes to the game closing down, it would have been alive for about 13 months, just over a year's time. And I'm not gonna lie, this does bother me. Not the game itself closing down and not being able to experience playing XDefiant again. That doesn't really bother me at all. It's the fact that reportedly 277 employees at Ubisoft are going to be laid off. And yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a community of gamers out there who are going to miss XDefiant and thoroughly enjoyed it whilst it was around. But I feel like every gamer can sympathise with these employees who are no longer going to have a job because it's going to get closed down. I mean, unfortunately, it just feels like it's a common thing nowadays in the gaming industry where you see so many layoffs happen and it's just became so common. It feels like it's becoming the norm and it just sucks, and I wish it wasn't becoming so normalized, but I'm just afraid that going forward, more of this is going to happen. In fact, it's going to become even more frequently, in my opinion. And I'm just hoping that any of the staff that have been laid off are able to find some new work quite soon. Now, why did XDefiant only last 13 months and have to hang up their jersey? I think the obvious and fairest answer is that it wasn't able to maintain a healthy player base. I mean, put your hand up if this was you when it came to XDefiant. You played it for about 3 or 4 weeks and then you simply stopped playing it. I mean, that was the case for me, and I'm going to assume that that was the case for many other people, because it's been reported for a while now that this game hasn't been doing the best. And well, obviously now we know that it's going to get closed down soon, so it must mean that it's true. This game hasn't been doing the best when it comes to the player base. But why did so many people stop playing this game? Well, in my experience, I just feel as though the game didn't really offer anything new and unique, and that's what you need in order to do well nowadays. It's like a plain cake. Yeah, it's nice and I can enjoy it, but you need more to it. It can't just be a plain cake. There's got to be some toppings on it, you know, maybe something on the inside of it, you know, add these new things instead of it just being plain Jane, nothing to it. It was simply just another first-person shooter game that we've seen plenty of times in the past. Like, don't get me wrong, it was fun and it was a solid first-person shooter, but you simply need more than just that. You can't just be solid and typical and normal and, to be honest, just quite unenthusiastic. You've got to offer something more than just being a simple game. Like, for me, the maps were sound, but again, there's nothing what stood out to me. And when you want to make a great first-person shooter, you need unique map styles and designs and things that really get ingrained into your brain and, like, you know, you remember that particular map. XDefiant didn't possess that, unfortunately. And I feel like this is essential for a first-person game that is trying to make a dent into such a saturated market. You need really good maps. Literally think of all of the best Call of Duty games and best Battlefield games. In fact, maybe just even your favorite Call of Duty games and favorite Battlefield games. What do they both have in common? Fantastic and memorable maps. XDefiant simply doesn't have that. And I might sound like a broken record at this point, but even the gunplay and the gameplay in general, it was just very basic, very simple. Been there, done that sort of situation where, you know, you've seen it in previous other FPS franchises. It was simply nothing special. So I'm trying to get some gameplay footage for this video, obviously, and well, I can't because I can't find a fucking game. So I patiently waited for about 5 minutes and, well, you saw the result. I'm not getting any luck whatsoever. I just can't find a lobby, and that was in the welcome playlist. I've tried out Domination and Escort because I believe those are the most, populated game modes, but no, I'm not getting anything. I feel like this really does show how dead the game actually is. Usually when a game gets announced it's going to be closing within a certain time period, there's a bit of a boost when it comes to the player base, at least being able to find games, and well, that's not the case when it comes to this game. And now we're going to search for a game on Battlefield 4, my favourite Battlefield game, maybe 3 is, but whatever. We're going to search for a game on Battlefield 4 and compare it to XDefiant. Keep in mind that Battlefield 4 came out, a decade ago? We'll go for Conquest, because obviously Conquest was like the most played game mode from what I remember. At least that's what I played the most. We'll go for Conquest Large. Didn't know there was a difference. I always thought it was just large. But we're going to try and find a match. You can't see it because my webcam's blocking it. We'll just say finding match in the top right corner. And we're going to see how long it takes. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Oh my god. A game came out 10 years ago in Battlefield. Don't get me wrong, it's a big franchise, a beloved series. I'm able to find a game faster on Battlefield 4. Less than a minute. What was that? Less than 30 seconds. Just like click of a finger. I would click, but I can't click. XDefiant was searching for 5 minutes. It really does demonstrate how bad the player base is on XDefiant. And what I do find quite funny is the fact when XDefiant released, it was referred to as the COD killer. And, well, that didn't really happen, did it? That might genuinely be one of the most poorly aged references of all time. And I find it quite ironic because I feel like Call of Duty put the final nail in the coffin of XDefiant. Because Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has been out just over a month now, and it's one of the best CODs we've received in a very long time. I mean, from bringing back the classic old beloved level up system, a prestige system, to having a great campaign, and not only that, to having the zombies community in a healthy state, it's safe to say that this recent Call of Duty came back with a bang. And this is definitely the last thing that XDefiant would have wanted to happen. XDefiant was already struggling to maintain a healthy player base, and then in come Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with a massive set of bollocks. The biggest gaming franchise in the FPS genre, and it again just was firing on all cylinders. It was an absolute success. Myself and plenty of my other friends, and I just feel like the gaming community in general are still playing this game a fair bit, which felt like it hasn't been the case for a Call of Duty game in a very long time. But Call of Duty Black Ops 6, so many people are talking about it, so many people are playing it still. It feels like it's doing amazing, whereas XDefiant now is no more. And at the end of the day, it's another project made by Ubisoft, and it's another project that has simply flopped. And honestly, Ubisoft's time may actually be numbered. I mean, if they can't end this streak of inconsistency when it comes to the quality of their projects, then it's actually over. It's wraps. They're done for. They're going in the same coffin as XDefiant. And with the collapse of XDefiant, I feel like this puts more pressure on Ubisoft in the build-up of Assassin's Creed Shadows, as I feel like that could really be a make or break title for the future of Ubisoft. If Ubisoft just released some half-arsed game, yes, I know that they've delayed it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the game's going to come out great. Ubisoft has a past with buggy launches, so if it doesn't come out, perfect, well, of course it's not going to be perfect, but if it doesn't come out in a great condition and it ends up just being another typical Ubisoft game, I believe it will be the end of Ubisoft. They really need Assassin's Creed Shadows to be a big hit in terms of financially, and not only that, but just gamers in general enjoying the game. Yeah, that's it from me, guys. Let me know in the comments, will you miss XDefiant? What are your thoughts on XDefiant? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about the future of Ubisoft. There's so many things to talk about when it comes to this topic of Ubisoft and XDefiant. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.